All right. It's Thursday, baby. So take your tits off and throw them down the street, player. This ain't time to be breastfeeding one another. We got work to do. This past weekend. You hear that? That's Jesse Lucero with that dirty, barbaric beat right there. That's Jesse Lucero here on Thursday, January 4th. I got that in my inbox. I want to thank Jesse Lucero. Jesse also played the Auld Lang Syne from the New Year's episode last weekend on Monday, and I forgot to mention that Jesse did that, and Jesse could be a man or a woman. I believe that Jesse is a man, but that's me, jumping to crotch conclusions, if you will, because I don't know. You don't really know. I'm from an area where they had a lot of people had names that could be anything. A lot of people named after weather: Stormy, Hail, Dusty. Dusty's not really a weather, but it's just more of like a dirt condition. Skimpy. That's just really like somebody that's cheap. But yeah, I grew up in that belt where they had a lot of names. A lot of people named different things. Rodolfo. They had a boy bus named Rodolfo, and they used to call him Dolphy. And kids honestly used to beat him up a lot. We had people that had this boy named Tot by us, T-O-T, and I've talked about him before. And he was, he had a little bit of the affliction, kind of. He was one of God's favorites, really. He was half angel, half person. Had a hit of that tism, and he would have to stay under a blanket all the time. He was afraid to be outside of a blanket, and so Tot had an easy name. He was, granted an easy name, so it'd be easy for him to spell. Hard to forget. Tot, T-O-T. Same thing, backward, forward. That's Tot. But that's Jesse Lucero one more time. And this is that music. If you're like maybe if you're like a gay guy getting chased by like a barbarian, But then the gay guy morphs into like a 1990s metal rocker unicorn with long hair and just fucking attacks the barbarian. And then they end up banging probably and moving to a sanctuary city, Good to be here with you guys. Welcome to this past Thursday. Man, I'm fired up. I'm going to tell you right out of the gate that I have some upcoming dates. January 5th, that's coming up ASAP. I'll be in Santa Clarita on Main Street at Comedy Mashup. You can Google that and find those tickets. 11th through the 14th, I'll be at the Brea Improv of January. January 18th through 20th, the New Comedy Club in Jacksonville, Florida. February 16th through 18th, La Jolla, California. February 22nd through the 24th, Indio, California at Fantasy Springs Casino, and April 6th and 7th in Tampa at Rock Brothers Brewing. Oh, good to be here with you guys, That's how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling good. We did a little bit of yoga yesterday. And I like yoga, man. I like yoga until the teacher, the teacher in ours is like this really acrobatic homoerotic gentleman. And he might be gay, might not be gay. We might all be gay. You know what I'm saying? A special hit of lightning hits the earth, and it might shake everybody's shells up a little. And next thing you know, you out there blowing the neighbor for powdered milk. The Dicky Dust Bowl is only a couple of, lightning strikes away. We don't know what the future holds. But I know that this gentleman was was being homoerotic in there, and we're in there in the yoga studio, and he, it's a good class until the end of the class is basically just him doing tricks. And it's like all this stuff that you can't do. And he's stretching and he's got his asshole wrapped around his shoulders. And he's just, he's wearing his earlobes as fucking, he's got his earlobes tied around each one of his nuts. And it's just, he's in these poses that you can't duplicate. He's at another level. And that's when I don't like it, because then it's just about him. It's like at that point, he's just, he's tricked us all into stretching for 40 minutes so that he can have a crowd to be around him. So that's when it's a little wild for me. But I did that. I felt a little bit better. I hit an AA meeting last night. I needed that. I needed that hit. And I'll probably go to one. I'll go to one tomorrow morning. I might go again tonight because, I'm out there. I'm out there in those staying dry streets right now. I want to get to a call. This is going to be our first. This is a special episode because this is the first live call that we've ever done. I'm thankful to Corey. He just came on board to help us out, and he's like a little bit of that. He got that Wizard of Oz in him a little bit. He's out there in these electric streets. He knows what's going on with electricity and how to manage it, and digital video management. He's like a peeping Tom, but he's not doing the work. He's making these cameras do the work. So he's like an overseer of these little electric peeping Tomers that we got out here from Canon and Panasonic. And thank you to the Patreoners for helping us get a new camera and get things rocking and get things rolling. But we got our first call, and this was a gentleman that called in on the Monday episode. He called in. There's a part in my comedy special on Netflix where I talk about shooting up a Denny's. I'm going to play that for you right now.
Y'all got Denny's here? Fuck Denny's, bro. Fuck Denny's, man. I wish people would quit shooting up movie theaters and shoot up a fucking Denny's, okay? Because if you...
Now, that part is in my comedy special, right? And then we got this call from him on the hotline, and this was a call that came in right here. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. My wife and I were watching your special on Netflix last week, and we both almost had heart attacks when you started talking about shooting up a Denny's, because when I was 19, I went to jail for shooting up a Denny's. It's a story I'd love to tell you.
Wow, that's the dark arts right there, boy. And we're gonna call him right now. It's gonna be our first live call, and we're gonna hear the story. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are. I'm grateful that we came this far, because to me this is a big deal. You're talking to a man who, if a camera doesn't work, I'll get some color pencils and take a sketch pad with me. I'll stay old fashioned if I have to. I'll send a homing pigeon out there. Hell, I'll send a nightingale, with a little bit of graffiti on his leg. I'm okay with going old fashioned. So to be this high tech right now, and be doing this, man, I'm keyed up. Boy, I'm hopped up, boy. This is that digital cocaine right here. Here we go. It's ringing.
Hello.
Fuck Denny's, man. I wish people would quit shooting up movie theaters
You there?
and shoot up a fucking Denny's, okay?
Hey, brother, it's Theo.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, man?
It's good. How are you? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, well, look, it's good to hear from you. Assuming that obviously your release date, we got your call on the hotline, and I appreciate you calling, and I appreciate you listening to the podcast.
Always, man. Big fan.
Well, thank you very much. You said you and your wife were checking out the Netflix and saw the bit about Denny's, and if you don't mind, will you just take us from there?
Yeah. We were watching the Netflix special and got to that point, and man, we just looked at each other and almost fell over because it was it brought me back, and when. I'll just tell you from the beginning.
So you were part of shooting up a Denny's. Is this?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's I mean, it's I mean, it's dark to be laughing at this, but this is the dark arts, and sometimes the dark arts brings people together, you know? Sometimes it brings people together, you know?
And we are together.
We are.
Yeah.
We are, and I'm nervous. And look, I'm excited. This is my first caller that we've ever had in on this past weekend, so.
Well, I certainly nervous about that. Jeez, man.
Well, look, I don't think you could tell us a more heartwarming story, though, you know, because sometimes people got to pop off at a Denny's, you know. We've all wanted to. And so tell me what happened, man.
Okay, well, let me just start from the beginning. When I was 14 years old, I had my sister, who was like a couple years older than I am. She had a boyfriend who was in the military. And again, she was 16 years old.
Oh, so he was older.
Much older.
Wow.
I never really knew how old he was, but he was in the military, and you know, he only hung around with her for about a year or so. But
were they in love? Do you think, if you look back on it?
No. Well,
she might have been.
You know, she might have been. I have no idea.
Right.
But she might have been. You never know.
Yeah. So your sister's dating this fella.
She's dating this fella. I'm 14 years old, maybe 13. I'm not exactly sure.
You're just a sapling out there, and you're young too, man. You're probably coming into your own at that age a little bit.
No, I was. That was a long way away before I was ever coming in my own.
Are you still a novice? You still out there tadpoling? You heavy poling out there?
Most certainly.
Yeah, I've been out there, man.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer for sure.
Yeah.
And this guy, I'll call Rambo, because to me at the time, he was a badass. He was Rambo.
He didn't wear the eye He wore the eye black under his eyes and stuff at dinner, or like that kind of deal.
No eye black.
Yeah, because I can't imagine. Because I'm picturing a dude like, you know, elbow crawling across your living room, you know, to try and spend time with your sister.
But you know, he made it sound like that to me.
Right.
You know, to me he made himself out to be this, you know, just killer.
Yeah. So he was. You really looked up to him. It sounds like.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I really did. I thought he was the best.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere he just disappears, and you know, my life goes on, and you know, I'm sad for a while, but things go on and things change. But you know, here comes 19 years old. Adam's 19 years old, and I don't remember how he came back into my life, but he did, and ends up hanging out with me and my friends. And the key figures in the story are myself, Rambo, and my buddy Too Dark Mark.
Too Dark Mark.
Okay, Too Dark Mark.
And I'm guessing he wasn't. Was he in the BP oil spill, or we're talking about a brother?
A brother. He's certainly a brother. He's certainly a great fella, and I can't, you know, I can't say too much of great things about him. He's an awesome dude.
And Too Dark, you just mean he just has dark skin?
Dark skin.
Yeah.
Can't see him.
Yeah, that's secret.
Yeah.
It can keep a secret. Oh yeah, a real super black person can keep a secret, you know?
Yeah.
And that's tough because we're all on the spectrum. Some people are almost see-through, and you can see their veins, you can see their heartbeat a little bit. Sometimes they'll eat lunch, and you can almost see it kind of going under their skin a little bit. And then you have the other end of the spectrum where people are so dark. You know, they usually end up being soccer players, I feel like, in Britain. But that's just that's my evaluation. But yes, onward. Take us more.
Yeah. Rambo, Too Dark Mark, and myself, we're hanging out. And we decide that we want to go play pool. Well, they two decide that they want to go play pool one night, and
you're tagging along.
I don't necessarily want to go, but Rambo intimidates me into going.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to go because I've already got the feeling. He just came back from Desert Storm.
Yeah.
You know,
Then you
this
go.
was the early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is before PTSD when people, you didn't even know what they were. It was just wild. And,
right.
And they came back home with, if that person asked you to do something who just came back from service, you always did. It didn't matter, you know?
Right.
You always did it.
And so I went. We're going to go play pool. I begrudgingly agree. And we get in Too Dark Mark's car, and we go to Rambo's house to pick up the pool cues. But, when we get there, and I have no idea that when we get there that they pick up the pool cues, not only do they pick up the pool cues, but they also pick up a couple of handguns.
Ooh, boy, couple heaters, huh?
Yes.
Nice, bro.
Some rockets.
Yeah, a couple of freaking hand rockets, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They pick them up. They didn't tell me because I'm in the back seat.
Yeah,
Nobody tells the back seat guy. Nobody tells the back seat guys anything.
No, in a drive-by, usually the backseat guy is the guy that's with the look on his face like, what the fuck's going on?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So you guys cruise off. You got the pieces. You're going to play pool.
Right. We're driving down the street.
Mm-hmm.
We drive past Denny's, and I see my girl, who is a friend, and I'm saying that because my wife is in the other room, and I want to make sure she knows that nothing ever happened.
Understood.
And my car is there at Denny's, and we decide to stop. Of course, you see your car somewhere, you're going to stop.
Yeah, of course.
I'm hungry. We're going to hang out. We're going to eat a little bit. We stop. We pull over. We stop, and we eat a little bit. We hang out, talk. And by this point, it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're done. We decide we're going to leave, pay our bill, get up, walk out, get in the car, and we get in the car. Of course, again, I'm in the back seat.
Right.
Driving off.
So you got that Denny's. Y'all hopped up on Denny's. Y'all leaving.
I'm fat, full, and sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm fat, full, and sleepy. They still want to go play pool.
Oh, yeah.
We never go play pool, but we're pulling out.
Mm-hmm.
Before I know it, Too Dark Mark and Rambo are leaning out the car, shooting the signs and the windows and the glass with the guns that they never told me that they had pulled out.
Right. So they just start popping off at this Denny's.
They start popping the Denny's off and just lighting the place up.
Wow. And you're telling me that you didn't know a dude named Rambo and Too Dark Mark would shoot up a Denny's, bro?
I didn't know that they were going to be doing it right then at the same time. I thought they had gotten it out of their system in the military.
Wow. Well, we don't have enough. They should put more Denny's out there in the desert, And
yeah.
So then you guys take off. So now you're.
Well, no, I'm yelling, "Let's go, let's go, let's go!"
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I didn't say earlier was that earlier in the day, Rambo had been wearing the stupid leather fedora that looked like something out of Indiana Jones. Not even worn and dusty or anything, just brand new off the shelf at Sears.
Damn. And where is this? What area of the country is this in?
This is Dallas, Texas.
Oh, hell yeah, boy. Pop, pop. Now, are people running
Texas.
when they're shooting? Like, are people running and scared, or what's going on?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm caught up in the fact that these fools are shooting. I'm 19 years old.
Yeah.
I'm scared shitless.
Are you excited? Now, you said you're scared. I could get that 100%. Is there after they pull the guns in the car, is there a little bit of excitement?
Maybe there's a little bit of, I'm a badass. Maybe a tiny bit of that.
Yeah, I could imagine that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Oh, I mean, this is before that video game. What's the video game that everybody plays?
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, this is before that.
This is real life Grand Theft Auto at Denny's.
Wow. Man, that's amazing, man.
And so he's got this stupid hat on, and he's leaning out the window, at the same time driving, both of them. The car's moving forward. They're shooting.
Yeah.
Wind catches the fucking hat, right?
Oh, yeah. Wind hates hats.
Wind hates hats, especially large brim hats.
Ugh.
It
So
catches,
French,
it lifts,
dude.
it causes a lift, and it raises the car up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And raises his head up and off his head, and it flies off, and he starts yelling, "Go back for the hat. Go back for the hat." And I'm yelling, "No, don't go back for the hat. Don't go back for the hat."
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about anything, they know that at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning at Denny's, there's police there.
Yeah. This is the most French ending to a Rambo movie ever. There's a shooting and you go back for the most homoerotic hat ever, a fedora. A fedora, dude. There is nothing more. That is so French, bro. So how does it end, man? Tell us how it ends.
Okay. So it ends by, well, there's still a little bit left.
Okay.
Okay. I'm saying don't go back. He's saying go back. Too Dark Mark stops the car, puts it in reverse, goes back. I realize I have no choice but to get out and get the fucking hat. I open the door. I see the hat. I reach my hand out, pull it up, grab it, pull it up,
Nice.
Bring it in the hat, and I sit back up only to see police lights everywhere.
Wow.
And before I knew it, there was a boot and a shotgun in the back of my head and neck.
Wow.
I was on the floor, on the ground, and...
What were they saying? Were they nice or not nice?
Oh, no, they were not nice. They were, certainly shouting expletives and get the fuck on the ground and, taking advantage of their positions in the world.
Those badge balls. They had badge balls, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And now did you notice, because it sounds like you and Rambo were white or Caucasian, and that Too Dark Mark seems like he might have been a little more urban. Was there any favoritism there? No, or it seemed just even across the board?
No, because we lived in, we lived in the ghetto.
Right.
And I know you know.
Yeah.
This is where
everybody's
we
a
grew
piece
up.
of shit over there, yeah.
Everybody's a piece of shit, yeah. So
wow, so you got shot up the fucking
new.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Anybody die? Anybody get hurt?
No. Well, I never heard.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And the fucked up thing about it was my girlfriend was in there. And these fools still did it.
Dang, dude. That's so Ray Carruth, bro. That sounds like that God, that's such a... You shot up a Denny's with your girlfriend in it, man. That's love, bro. In some places, that is true love.
That's true romance.
It's like if you let something go and it comes back to you, then it's meant to be. I think that is the definition of that.
Right. Okay, so I go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
They arrest me, and them being in the military,
mm-hmm.
their commanding officers, they call them, and immediately they're snatched up out of the jails in no time. They spend maybe an hour in jail, right?
Wow.
Of course, and I'm terrified in jail, and I go straight downtown Dallas, and it is Uncle Lou. It's
like what? A lot of people that were like train robbers and stuff like that type of people, or thugs?
Thugs. I mean, nothing but thugs.
Do you have to watch anybody take a shit in there? Like, if you're in there, is there one toilet, or what's that like?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a stainless steel toilet. Stainless steel toilet with...
what do you do? Were you afraid to use the bathroom?
I don't think I shat or pissed once.
Yeah, I would cough it up if I had to. There's no way I would sit down.
For 24 hours, I didn't shit or piss or eat or anything.
Oh, I would cough all the shit in my body right up out of my face, because there's no way that I would sit down or turn my back on a group of people with my penis in my hand and in a place like that. That is crazy.
No.
So when you were sitting in there, what's going through your head? Just fear?
Fear. I'm fucking cold as shit because they keep it, 37 degrees in there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
And all the cold hearts in there, too.
The cold hearts. Everybody's an asshole.
Yeah.
Everybody's got an attitude. But I'll tell you what, I did meet this one dude who had one leg, and I'm not shitting you. He had one leg, and he had been arrested he came home, him and his wife had come home, and they had locked themselves out of their house. So they began to break into their house because it was late. They wanted to go home, and they were tired.
It's their house.
It's their home. They break into the house, and, you know, it's late. They've probably been drinking. They get in, and they start, you know, doing the nasty.
Sex, you mean?
Sex, you know.
Oh, I didn't know if they were fucking wiping boogers on each other, dude. You know, there's a lot of different definitions of the nasty out there. We used to try to hide sugar packets in each other's ass, dude, and that was like it was like wrestling. If you could get one of those pink saccharin packets into somebody's ass, you won. You know.
Try hiding a Hershey's Kiss in somebody's ass while you're sleeping next to them.
God
in the middle
damn,
of the
boy.
Damn,
boy.
Take
That's the Advent
take the foil
calendar.
off. Yeah, exactly. Take the foil off and tuck it up in there and see how they wake up in the morning.
Take the foil off. Come on, man. You've changed, man. You've changed. Take the foil off.
Okay, so dude gets arrested, or no, the neighbors call on him being too loud, and they think somebody's breaking into the house next door. Police come, and he's got one leg. He's having sex with his wife, and he's arrested with a bottle of KY in one hand and a dildo in the other.
Party. And
that's how he shows up to the jail.
Oh,
and that's all I remember, really. I don't remember anything else except for that dude.
That's silverware in Palm Springs, bro. That's San Francisco silverware, dude. A dildo and a bottle of KY, son. That's all that is, man. That's a cutlery set. Wow. Well, it's just remarkable, man. I appreciate you so much for calling. And now you have a wife, you said.
I have a wife and 3 children, 3 girls.
That's beautiful, man. And you guys still live there in Texas?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. I love Texas. My favorite state to perform in.
I can't wait for you to come back down here.
Yeah, let me know, man. Well, look, we're gonna ride separately to the show, but I'd love to get you.
I won't let you anywhere near my wife.
Okay, that's fair, bro. I won't let you.
And I've already warned her. Okay.
I won't let you anywhere near a gun if I bring one. Okay.
Hey, man, I carry my own now these days. These are mine and legal.
That's what I'm saying. Well, look, because here's the crazy part. If there's people like you as a child out there, as an adult, you have to be prepared, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's exactly it,
I got to protect my girls from people like me.
Yeah. That's it, dude. That's the exact. I don't have children yet, but that's exactly, I'm sure, what goes through a lot of dads' heads, you know?
Of course.
Well, Adam, we appreciate it so much, man. This is awesome. This has been a great first call. This is like a milestone kind of for the podcast. And
Theo, I hope I came through for you.
You did. 100%. This is just a good practice, just to talk to somebody for the first time and have it be such a thing that, I just, was talking about something and you had actually lived it out. So.
Oh yeah, you have no idea how nervous I was, man.
Dude, me too, 100%. So we were both nervous. We got it done together, man. I appreciate you.
Beautiful, buddy.
All right. Will you text?
God bless you and take care.
Same here. And if you hear that I'm coming to town, just drop me a text on the hotline, and I'll get you guys some tickets. You'll be my guest for sure.
Beautiful, man. Thank you.
All right. Happy New Year to you and your family, bro.
All right, man. You too. Take care.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Wow, and there you heard it right there. And you know what's wild? And thank you so much, Adam, for calling in. And what's even wilder is on my Facebook page. There's the clip of this Denny's, and the Denny's bit is just about I hated going to Denny's. It was an early comedy bit of mine. It's one that I didn't do on the road last year, but I still love it. I just haven't done it in a long time, and. I played a little bit for you a second ago, but somebody posted on my Facebook page, my dad actually got shot to death at a Denny's because somebody ran in with guns and shot it up. I'm reading this, and I'm like, holy shit, man, this is horrible. He goes, but I still love this comedy bit. That's what he said. And then he posted a link to the news story that happened when I believe his father got killed at a Denny's. So, R.I.P. to his father. This is kind of cornered myself into a weird spot here, but you just never know. Here's something tragic that happened to that boy's father, but then years later, he sees it online and is able to laugh a little bit. So I know that's not the way that some people want to laugh, but I'm glad that it worked out that way for that young man. I'm glad Adam didn't go to jail because he got a beautiful family now. And that's just a word out there that we can all recover from, something heavy. Something hits you, you can recover. 3 years ago, my brother's house burned down. They got hit by lightning. They got hit by dang lightning. And you can do a lot of stuff in your life. You can learn to read. You can learn to swim. You can learn to dance. You can graduate college. You can graduate high school. You can get a GED. None of that. You can own a business. None of that shit's, you can't stop getting hit by lightning. Sometime life going to throw you those curve lightnings, and you got to bounce back, whatever it is. And this man, Adam, that called in, shot up a dang Denny's, and now he's back. He's back. He has a family, and he's living life. And we appreciate him being the first caller on this past weekend for this past Thursday episode. Oh, man, it was a slow call, though. At some points, I'm like, damn, am I still paying attention to this story? But maybe I wasn't asking some of the right questions. We learn as we go. We learn as we go. We want to thank our charter sponsor, Gray Block Pizza, because them cats is out there doing it right. We got a couple of calls that came in. We had a young lady that called who's still a virgin, Danielle, the 25-year-old virgin. And, sometimes she's worried, does that affect her, ability to have, how will guys look at it? We got some calls about that. Because that thing can get a little ripe. That thing can get a little bit ripe. First it's a peach, and then after a couple years, it's more of an apricot. And then you just running around with just a bag of raisins between your legs. So sometimes you have to figure that out. But I appreciate you calling in, Danielle. We're going to get to that advice here in just a second. A fresh new year has begun, and if you're setting new goals for your business, it's extremely difficult to reach them goals without the right people on your team. Where would Michael Jordan be without the other players he played with? Well, ZipRecruiter.com has transformed how you go about finding the other members of your team. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click. So imagine just making a click, boom, suddenly you got people around that want to work for you. Knock, knock, who's there? Potential employees. ZipRecruiter actively looks for the most qualified candidates and invites them to apply. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Can you believe the internet will bring you somebody worthwhile? Finally, after all these being on Tinder and all of this, it's finally nice to be in a place where I'm going to find somebody decent. That's right, and our listeners can post on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, for free right now. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TPW. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TPW. If you put someone on another site, you're going to get, another site type of person. Go get the best, and you don't have to do the looking. Let ZipRecruiter.com look for you. So that's it. We got the Denny's. We got the first call out of the way. That's exciting. In the future, if you need help with something, if you're struggling, it could be with anything. Smoking, buying a home, drugs, you got ashy skin, menthol, peanut butter. It could be anything. Whatever your issue is, if you need basic life suggestions, if there's something that I can help with, hit the hotline 985-664-9503. We had some great calls that come in, and one of those was Danielle the Virgin. from last week. And I'm sorry to just call you that, Danielle, if you're listening this week on Thursday today, that probably makes you feel a little bit awkward, because I know there's a lot more to you than just that, than just that locked up little garage, than just that locked up little sweat locker, I know there's more. I know that there's a lot more to you, but what you called about was that Virginity, What you called about was that spicy little V card. And that's what we want to talk about. So some people called in with advice for you. She's 25. She wanted to know if that affects the way that men look at her, think about her, or any suggestions. Here we go. This is Rob.
Hey, Theo. This is Rob from Massachusetts. Calling in with my 2 cents on your caller who is a virgin that called in. She's a couple of options here. One of them is, she's got to go out there and put herself out there. I remember a time when I was in college with all my friends out at the bars drinking. I would have loved, someone walked up to me and said, hey, let's go do this. I'm a virgin. You wouldn't have thought twice.
That's true. That sounds like a drink special right there. I mean, let me tell you this. If you set up a deal with a local bar, Danielle, and just to pick a man, and I'm not saying to sell your body or anything like that. I'm not trying to be, degrading to you. I'm just piggybacking off of Rob's idea because Rob obviously has issues that he's offering this up. I'm joking, Rob. But that's the fact that, if you set up with a bar, said, hey, look, I'm a virgin. Let's have meet a virgin night. Woo-woo. And you took 50% of the door. Now we're talking you're making $1,500 a weekend. And you still have your virginity, depending upon how the night goes and what you're into. Let's hear more, Rob.
I think that maybe she's overestimating people's apprehension to that. A few drinks and people are going to do what they're looking to do when they go to bars. If she's willing to go out to those types of settings. Other option, if she's not looking for the one night stand type thing, is put yourself out there in a relationship. And if you connect with somebody and you end up sharing with them that you're a virgin, they should be happy for you. They should be happy to share that experience with you. And if they're not, and they think that it's off-putting, then maybe you shouldn't be with that person.
There you go. That's 2 other beautiful little slices of information cake there from Rob. So, fill your sweet tongue up with that. With that frickin' pastry right there, boy. Rob dropping them sweet pastries in Danielle's ear holes. Because that's the only thing that's the only holes you can fill on her right now. Boom, boom. Bad joke. But that's it, Danielle. Is like, you could, make it a promotional type of thing at a bar if you're trying to make it exciting. You could, if it's religious based, then, just keep following your heart there. And talk to, someone you trust in the religious realm if you need that, or talk to other friends who have the same beliefs and the same level of beliefs that you do, the same practices that you do. And I'm sure they can give you guidance. If you said it's not because you haven't wanted to, but because men hadn't really, tried to get that from you, hadn't trying to get that dug out of you, hadn't trying to frickin' hunt down that little, that slick mouth lobster trap, and if that's the case, then it might just be meeting the right guy. You could track somebody down, and if you really wanted to, you could tell them that you're ready to serve that thing up, and somebody would. But it can be dangerous to a man. It can be nerve-wracking, Maybe you could make a special night out of it. Invite a guy over to a nice hotel room. Do it your way. That Burger King Virginity. But young men will do anything. That was a good point Rob made. Young men will do anything. I mean, I remember I used to go party out with some people, and every night I would pee all over this guy Christopher, who's in prison now. And we would take his dad's car out, and his dad had sunglasses in the back, and I would urinate all. They were samples. His dad sold sunglasses to people around the region. He was in that regional optical game. And I would, I'd take a couple hits of weed, and I would urinate all over the glasses in the back of this guy's van. I mean, and we'd go to parties. I wouldn't even go to the party. I would literally stay in the van drinking alcohol and peeing on these boxes of glasses. And the only reason I would do it was because the rest of the week, I wanted to be at school or wherever and picture in my mind a man trying to sell just pee-pee glasses to people, just trying to sell piss specs to people out there. People trying them on, them getting a little bit stuck to people's hair and stuff like that. Like, that's the dark arts was in me. That's the dark arts that infected my ability to think and and it was making me behave that way. And that's what I wanted to do, though. So instead of enjoying the party in the present moment, I would choose to stay in a van and urinate on sale samples, just because of the joy it would bring me the rest of the week, picturing people trying on Oakleys, that smell a little bit too strong of vitamin B12, But anyhow, that just goes to say young men will do anything. Here's another call from Zach for you, Danielle. Here we go.
Theo, what's going on, man? It's Zach, calling from Omaha, Nebraska. I wanted to call and give my opinion to sweet, sweet Danielle, who you put on there, the 25-year-old virgin. She left out a lot of information, too. What I would say is that if she's going to lose her virginity to a guy that's like 25, her age or older, there's probably going to be some consideration there, at least at first. And then, like you said, though, these guys are going to be thinking about this. It's going to be turning them on. They're going to want to be that first ride, the first one to dig her out, dude.
Yeah, bro, I hear you, dude. You're making me freaking feel squirrely by saying dig her out right there. But we'll keep listening.
I mean, I don't mean to sound, crude or whatever toward her.
You definitely do. I mean, you sound like a dang grave digger, dude. Dig her out? I mean, dang, man. She in a coffin hole, bro. I'm just giving you a hard time. Let's hear more, but it was a little bit crude. Onward.
She's a virgin. I don't know. If she's not full of shit, then I think that she shouldn't worry at all.
There you go. I mean, that's the thing. There's been a billion virginities in the world. People have gotten rid of them in different places. And, I mean, I know it's important to you. It's not going to probably change the shape of the universe too much, but it will be something you'll remember. I mean, I remember, lost my virginity behind a bowling alley. And people were throwing rocks at me the whole time while I was trying to have sex. And that's very Middle Eastern, if you will. And it's hard to keep an erection up with that kind of stuff going on. And so, we all have a memory. We all have something that happens. I was in Charleston, South Carolina, and I made love to some gal. And it was her first time. And I still think about her. She was a pretty girl. She had curly hair. And sometimes I still think about her. Wondering where she's at, if she ever thinks about, that moment in time, that I was the first experience. And it probably wasn't even that good either. But that's the thing. If there's dudes that aren't good at sex, this is a great opportunity for them. All right, let's move along. Here we go. This was Matt called in on 1221. He had a food addiction. We gave some suggestions to him last episode, and then he called back. This was Matt's call that just came in on the hotline. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. This is Matt from Cleveland. Fat Matt, as you so eloquently put it.
And, I listened back to that, Matt, and I want to apologize for calling you Fat Matt. I was just trying to make a point that we all have some name. We all have, Blind Ryan, or Deaf Jeff if you're deaf, and if your name's Jeff. And if you're even saying that to Jeff, he fucking doesn't care, or, Bent Clint, if somebody that has scoliosis and their name's Clint. We actually had a boy named Clint in our class, and people called him Clintoris. And so everybody has something with their name. So that was the correlation I was trying to make. I was actually trying to relate to you. I think I did it in a bad way by calling you Fat Matt. Here we go.
Appreciate you taking some calls from me. I did not like being called a pussy ass bitch, but sometimes you do need to hear that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that part. I was just, it was the new year. I was feeling fired up, and some of the calls. I mean, I have an assistant now that's helping put these through, so I hear them for the first time. And I thought that was out of line. But then sometimes we got to hear that shit. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth out here in the world. And I know it's not my job to decide what the truth is for you, but I was just giving you the different options that came in. Let's hear more, Matt.
I'm going to start walking like the guy suggested. Try to get into some plain water. Do my thing.
Now, that plain water, you set yourself up there by saying you didn't like plain water. Dude, you got to have water. Because the earth is 98% water, dude. So you can't be associated with something that you're not willing to take into yourself. So you need to get out there and get that H2O in you, brother. More?
I don't think I sound fat, by the way.
I agree. You don't sound fat at all, dude. You sound trim, and we all have something, dude, I got to, I have the base, I have the foundation, the hip structure of a Down syndrome child. And that's not bad. It doesn't make them bad people and doesn't make me a bad person. You might be bigger now and you might be smaller later. I was real skinny growing up and everybody called me Mexican all the time because I had tan skin because people were idiots. Let's hear more.
I think it sounds sick. Irregardless, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to check in on a few months and let you know how everything's going. Get into some plain water and some get hungry instead of crazy.
There we go. That's plain water Matt, baby. That's plain water Matt right there. And look, man, I'd love it. If you want to send a picture in, you can text it into the hotline number 985-664-9503, Matt. And yeah, we'll check in with you, man. We'll check. I'm trying to get back into some physical fitness myself. So you saying that right there inspires me to say, look, if I can sit here and put on a hotline that some guy talking about some man that needs to lose weight, at least that I can do is to get out there and go for a run for myself and help my own veins and arteries feel a little bit better. So I wish you well, and we'll check back in with you, Matt. All right, let's keep the calls moving here. We got another couple of calls that came in, but first I want to read this to you guys. A fresh new year has begun, and if you're setting new goals for your business, it's extremely difficult to reach them without the right people on your team. Well, ZipRecruiter has transformed how you go about finding those people. That's the truth. If you're in need of great talent for your business, but you're short on time, you don't have to get lost in a huge stack of resumes to find your perfect hire. That stack of resumes is waiting out there electronically, and you just need smarter tools to reach them. Those tools ZipRecruiter has. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards with just one click. So if you're applying for a job or you're looking for a hire, go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter.com. Unlike other hiring sites, it doesn't depend on the right candidates finding you. It finds them. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. So if you need your yard raked, you need your taxes done, you need somebody to make love to your wife, that might be a stretch, but I bet if you ask nicely, ZipRecruiter has not only people who can do your position, literally, but people who can do the position the best. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/TPW. That's right, ZipRecruiter.com/TPW. You can post jobs for free. That's right, for free. So try it out. That's all you're going to do. You're going to go to ZipRecruiter.com and post jobs for free. ZipRecruiter.com/TPW and post jobs for free. All right, we got a call right here. I want to crack into this one. Here we go.
Yo, what's good, Theo? This is Jackson Southern, North Kakalaki.
Jackson, thanks for calling, man, from North Carolina.
I'm calling because I got, right now on the 29th of December, I have 5 months sober. And, I've been getting high since I was high on pills. I started smoking at 11. I started getting high at 14.
Hey, man, congratulations on 5 months. And if that was December 29th, then you are tomorrow or in 2 days, you'll be at 5 months in a week. So congratulations, man. I know that's a real battle. Onward.
Started using a needle, 17. I lost my best friend, and I got my first taste of real sobriety, longer than a week or so this past year. And like I said, it'll be 5 months on the 29th.
Man, that's awesome, man. Man, that scares me just to hear you say that, using a needle. That's scary, bro. I can't, I never had that experience. So I don't know what that's like, but I know what it's like to want to do things to yourself that are harmful, but they feel good. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to harm yourself, but it feels good to make yourself feel at all. And I don't know if that makes 100% of sense, but in my mind and in my heart it does, that I know what it's like to, to do bad things to yourself, Yeah, just to be in that hole where the way that because you're in a world, for me anyway, I just didn't care about myself enough to do good things to myself because I just, somewhere inside of me, felt like I didn't deserve those things. So, but yeah, man, that scares me when I see that. I mean, when I see those intervention shows and I see people, I just can't watch that stuff because of that. But I appreciate you being brave enough to tell us about that. Onward.
Yeah, basically, man, I don't know. Life just gets boring as fuck. It's like I don't know what to do now. Like drugs always fill my fun time, and I know going back to them ain't gonna make shit fun at all. I know I just find it easy to fall into this hole. I found this girl. I know they say not to get in a relationship, but I think I'm in love. I don't know if I'm feeling the void of that. I don't know. But the thing is, she's long distance, man, and I'm crazy over her. And it's hard to make it work living across the country right now. But I mean, I'd rather have her than any girl that I could have here. But it's like I have a hard time trusting, and I'm real jealous and real needy. And it's just, I don't know if it's controlling me. I don't know if it's part of my addiction. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's so funny when you say I don't know, man. You sound like me. You sound like me sometimes. It's almost like hearing myself in certain relationships and certain conversations I've been in with people, especially with girls. Look, man, I'm proud of you. I think 12-step programs, I don't care if you don't have anything going on in your life, we can always find ways to make our life healthier. And it's amazing, man. It's amazing what can happen in there. Now, that long distance, dude, I'll tell you this. Even in my past year, I felt like I, met a girl and at times put that in front of getting a good foundation in my sobriety and stuff like that. So, I use some of that term loosely, my sobriety. I mean, everybody has their own walk with it. I don't know if I'll always be this way. I don't know. But for now, I just know that I didn't lay the groundwork as well as I should have. And so then when relationships get tough, I don't have a foundation to fall back on. And so that's scary. So it's okay. I feel like if you want to put a girl up with with the work you're doing, but you got to do that work, man, and I'm saying that cause I need to hear it because, I've been in this thing a year and a half and I'm still, haven't gone all the way through the steps. So, there's just be careful, be careful because it seemed like, you can still be learning how to live and you don't have all the tools. And then you take on a responsibility like love. And that can be a big responsibility for somebody that, that doesn't, have arms yet, So keep your head up, man. I love you, bro. I'm proud of you. You calling and me hearing that from you. It made me feel, alive, which is crazy because that's probably something that drugs used to do for you. But now it's like the drug that I think a lot of these programs get you hooked on is just the heaviness of other people's lives and the realities of other people's lives. And anyhow, happy to be on board with you, bud. Happy to have you on the show, and thank you very much for calling. What else? We got a couple of other things that happened, but I'm gonna shut it down for today, guys. This has been a good episode. I feel like we'll be back on Monday. What else? We got the dates. We let all those out. Gray Block Pizza, as always. We just they had somebody hit up Gray Block and comment on their. We had somebody hit up Gray Block and comment on their Yelp page that they heard about him here, and that was awesome, man. That made me feel really, really cool. They got that salad pizza, bro. They got it all. But that's it, man. We'll catch you guys next time. Matt, I appreciate your call. Zach, thank you for calling in for the advice. Rob, all the advice for Danielle. That Denny's, that shoot 'em up, bang, bang, boy. That pop breakfast, dude. That syrup has a fucking sulfury aftertaste, doesn't it? Because that's that gun play. That's that gun play out in the lot, boo-boo. So you stay active, man. You stay active. That's what we're doing out here. That's what we're doing out here in this world. Thank you guys for being a part of this past weekend. See you on Monday. That's Jesse Lucero taking us out. Thank you, Corey, for being here today to guide us. Thank you, Patreon, taking us to that next level here. We got some nice cameras. We're looking clean. We got the new hotline where we're going to be able to talk to people. Man, what can happen? What can happen? Anything can happen. And we working together out here in this new year. Also, if you got a New Year's resolution that you've been keeping on this heavy with you, that's a real one, some real shit, let us know. That's a Jesse Lucero right there. Thank you for that hit, Jesse. We'll see you guys next time. Be good to yourselves. You probably deserve it.